Hello guys, how are you doing? I'm again back after 3 weeks and I am in a reading slump. What else is new, right? I think I have started every single video of mine this year about being in a reading slump. This year was not a really good reading year for me, but we are going to talk about it in my the end of the year video. We are going to talk about it then. In these 3 weeks I have started reading vlogs, I have started books. I was filming a Halloween reading vlog. I couldn't even get to the 50% part of the book, and I have started a reading vlog reading a specific author's book. I'm not in the mood. It is also because of the two of my recent reads. They put me in a reading slump, but nonetheless I am in a really bad reading slump. It's not moving, it's not going anywhere. Yeah, so I thought I'll be here, I come back with recommendation videos. I am very nervous about the title of this video. Like, how am I going to title it? Touch her and you'll die? Like, I know it's a trope, but like also, isn't it like a cringy title for a video? I don't know. If I end up titling the video what it is because of my lack of creativity. Now, I know TikTok, so many other TikTokers, booktubers have talked about this trope, but to be honest, I don't think like Touch Her and You'll Die is as intense as I have read in so many other books. Now, I'm here to talk about some underrated books in this trope that I think need more hype, and just they need more attention. But at the same time, I don't want them to be that hyped up, because I'm like, if the author, like if they are as hyped up. By the way, don't be scared, this is just a cute doll. So yeah, I think to myself, maybe if the book gets overhyped, the author will just start rewriting the same story again and again, and it just gets boring. So I'm kind of happy that they are not as, I don't know, it's a mixed feeling. Like, I want them to get the attention that they deserve, but I don't want them to end up like any other dark romance books and series and author. You know, I don't want them to be ordinary and predictable. By the way, I'm here with my coffee, my protein milk. So, get a drink. Let's get into this. Start with the first book. One of the most underrated biker dark romance that I have talked about on my channel. It's Ain't Me, Babe. Oh my god, I really love this book so much. It is in my favorite, you know, Goodreads has that favorite part. This is in my favorite part. It Ain't Me, Babe is about oh my god, I forgot his name, but it's about a boy, okay? The son of the president of an MC club, right? And one day, I think his father was burying a body or something, I don't remember it. But like, he's very young and he ends up, goes wandering the jungle, and he kind of hears a cry, okay, in this fenced building, home or something. And when he gets closer, he sees that it's a girl around his age, and she's crying. And he's mute, by the way, so he can't really talk. But because the girl was so scared, he tries to form some words and he tries to talk to her. And the one thing that really stands out to him is her eyes. Like, she has this piercing blue eyes. He tries to talk to her, but she gets spooked and she runs away, right? And when she gets back to his MC club thing and he says what happened, nobody believes him, because they go searching in the jungle, and they have lived there their whole lives. They have not heard of this like secluded part in the jungle that like little girls are like crying in, you know? Years pass and he kind of forgets about her, you know, because nobody believed him, and like they never found an area like that. But one day he's outside and he's getting a blowjob, and he sees like a body just laid there, like in his periphery, and he gets curious. He goes, checks her, and he kind of thinks that she's dead. And for just 1 second, she opens her eyes, and he sees her eyes, and he's like, "Oh my God." Her eyes are very similar to the girl that I saw many years ago, and nobody believed me. And the story starts from there, and it's so good and it's so deep, and the author, the characters, it's just so good. This is part of a series. I have tried to read other books in the series. I didn't like them as much. This is my favorite one, and he literally takes out a colt for her. So touch her and you'll die is very prominent in this book. Next one, oh my God, this is again one of my favorite books. Oh my God, called The Dark Light of the Day. I went in this book blind, and I was hit with so many things, and I was surprised so many times, and it was genuinely such a good time. So I advise you to skip ahead and go in this book blind. But if you want to just know what the plot is about just a little, let me tell you. We have this girl who is, I don't remember that much, but she's very abused, and she doesn't have like a good parental figure, and I think she is an orphan, and she was abused by her orphan parents, adopted parents, a lot. And she kind of finds this man who's a little bit older than her. Okay, hi. So if the angle is a little bit different and if the lights are different, it's because I got cut off and the rest of my footage was so bad, so I have to refilm. So that's great. One day, accidentally, she meets this man who is kind of like, I think he was an outcast, and he figures out that this girl is abused and she doesn't have any place to stay in. So he's like, I'm barely in the town, I'm just always out and in, so you can stay at my place. And they kind of form this relationship between each other. There's this deed that the girl is really into photography, and she photographs the man. The author described one of the pictures, and it was so beautiful in my opinion. Something happens, and our main character, the man, literally kills a person for the girl. Amazing book. I highly recommend you read this book. It's really good. The next book on my list is The Missing Link. This book is very different. I remember really liking the heroine of the book, this girl who has been assaulted by her ex, and she was in an abusive relationship, and she ends up falling in love with her next door neighbor, and everything is so good, but suddenly something happens and she discovers something dark about her neighbor, and everything starts from there. This book was really good and different, and it's rarely that I remember a female character in a book, because sometimes authors just forget that they should give a strong or remarkable personality to the female character. But this book was different. I really liked the girl, and I think this book is really underrated. I don't know why nobody's talking about it, because not only the plot was very interesting, but also the characters, the romance, there were so many actions, there was mystery, elements of surprise, and I think it really deserves a shot. The next one that I have read when I was very young, so it's like an older book. When He's Bad, I really like this cover in this book. About I don't remember the book clearly, but it's about, I think, so this guy had an inmate, and the man told him, I think, to look after my sister because I have done something and some people are after me, so I can't directly look after my sister. I want you to look after her. And he does that. He is this tattooed bad guy, like he has a tattoo on his face, which was very interesting. Again, not like this over the top tattoo, but like a small one, and I really like that. And there's this part where one of our main female character's friends tells her that, hey, don't date a guy that you don't have a future with. And some people disrespect our main female character, and our guy ends up taking them outside of like the restaurant that they were in, and he starts, one person starts beating the group up, and the friend that was talking to our main female character says that, hey, I take it back, you should date someone that makes others respect you as much as he does. And I really think I'm not going to say this is as good as the other books, but I think it's worth a shot. So the other one that I want to talk about is a series, actually. It's called Giving Away. So I have talked about this book before, and it's kind of like a triangle, a love triangle. It's kind of obvious who is the guy that our girl ends up with, but I kind of had a crush on the other love interest, and he was just so good. He was like this head of the mob thing that was very dangerous, and he tried to stay away from the girl, and he acted all tough and like manly and like, yeah, I don't like you, but he showed vulnerable vulnerability in some parts that I was just like, this book is great in every aspect. I love the other love interest so much. I love the main male character, but I also really love the other love interest. All the secondary characters, phenomenal. They are so good, they are so strong, so interesting. I absolutely love this series and I recommend it highly. The next book that I highly recommend you to read is Make You Beg, bully romance, second chance, kind of this kind of stuff, and it has an element of mystery that follows until the end of the book, and when it's revealed, you kind of guess it. If you're really into this trope like mystery and stuff, you kind of guess it, but it's so good. And for a while I was not sure who was the main love interest. It's not a why choose book, mind you. Can't predict this book. That's what makes it so interesting. Like when after reading romance for a very long time, especially now that some things are more hyped up than the others, things tend to get predictable, and just like it's like a formula, what's happening. But in this book you don't. And there's this scene where literally the main male character, like, he's in this fight, right, and they say if you fight back the girl is going to be hurt, so he just kneels, puts his hands behind his head and just takes the beating I thought for some reason that's so hot. It's basically about this girl who witnesses something, a crime, and a crime that her best friend has done it. A man, her best friend, has done a crime. She witnesses it and speaks out, but because they are like in this small town and her best friend is basically one of the rich guys, they don't take it well, and they kind of exile her, and she is back after 2-3 years, and she has to like prove to the other friends that, hey, what I saw was real. And they kind of are skeptical because what she saw and the person she saw that did the crime was not present that night, that year. So it's this whole thing. Is she crazy? Did she lie? Are they all in this together and they don't want to accept the truth? It's really, really good. I highly recommend. The last 2 books, you probably can guess it because I have recommended these 2 books in my every video these last weeks, and it's Insatiable and The Predator. And these 2 books are the reason that I am in a reading slump right now. They are perfect. The male characters, perfect, magnificent. Like, they are the definition of if you touch her, you'll die. And it's not a threat. Like in Insatiable, he literally blows up a whole house of criminals just because he thought she might be in danger. Tristan Kane, he basically is like, you're a threat, boom, dead. He saves her in every chance that he can. These 2 books, the plot, the characters, female characters, male characters, secondary characters, the story, everything is perfect to a T, and they are the reason I'm in a reading slump, and I don't think I can recover. I don't think I can read a hero that can top these 2. I don't think I can read a plot that can top these 2, and I highly recommend. I can't recommend enough. I can't. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you read these books and come back here and be as excited as I am right now. I promise I'll be back soon, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.